Folks at home, welcome to Tank Tuesday. A quick look at our aquariums. This is the 55-gallon aquarium with our pet bass Moby. We also have a feeder minnow tank down here. A lot of minnows piled up over there in the corner. We have a blue electric crawfish hiding in that house right there. We have designed a fishing lure after our pet crawfish. You'll see a little bit more about that later. And one of the main themes in this video is going to be aquascaping this tank. It's not looking bad right now, but we can do a lot better. So we gave the 300-gallon aquarium an upgrade with the 3D aqua decor background. It is time now to let Moby have a little bit of an upgrade. We're going to try to make this an underwater forest. And just like always, we like to start out the video by feeding our pet bass Moby. Moby, today's your lucky day. You're going to get 2. Alright, I'm going to put 2 in at the same time. Let's see how quick he gets them. Got 1. Man, he makes quick work of them. Wide jaws right there. Alright, and this is a look at our 300-gallon aquarium with the 3D aqua decor background. We got Clyde and Sheriff hanging out on the right side, and then Bonnie hanging out over here on the left side. So in our last video, we put a gigantic crawfish in this tank, and you can see that we don't see him in here, and I'm almost certain that he is hiding out up under this big rock right here. So probably before the video's over, we're going to lift that rock up, check him out, and we're also going to name him. We had a lot of comments on what we should name that new big pet crawfish. It's time to plant the 55-gallon tank, and we got Mother Nature herself over here, Liz. Liz, let's give them some tips on planted aquariums.
Alright, well, first tip would be check out Substrate Source. That's where we get all of our plants from. We love them. They do a really good job of shipping their plants. They're always nice and healthy. Second thing would be using hydrogen peroxide, spraying your plants down and giving them a good wash. That takes off any algae or any little critters that might have been on them. And my last tip would be, if any plants aren't heavy enough, to add some plant weights to the end. As always, links in the description.
That's right, folks. Links down in the description for all these items. Liz, tell me every one of these plants' names right now.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't expect you to know all that. So we got some big bushes right here. These are big Amazon swords. Look at them. They're as long as my arm right there. Those are going in the 300-gallon tank. But all these little micro plants right here, they're going in there with Mr. Moby. So he's going to enjoy a new aquascaping in the 55-gallon tank. I'm about to roll up my sleeves, get my arms wet, and turn my thumb green. Alright, now we're going to put our big Amazon swords into this tank. We got some smaller ones in there, but I'd like to beef them up a little bit. So we're going to put probably 1 back there in the back and maybe 1 over here. This side's a little bit bare. We just got our 2 big plants planted, 1 here and 1 here. They've got some buds on them. I'm not quite sure if they're going to bud some new leaves off or exactly what's going on there, but makes a good addition to the tank. Kind of gives it a little bit more of a lifelike theme. And now it is time to start aquascaping the 55-gallon aquarium, and I don't really have any set plans. We're just going to start putting plants in wherever I feel like they should go. This is going to be a before, and then we're going to do an after. So one of the first things I'm going to do is attach this Java moss to this piece of wood right here. It's a little piece of driftwood. I'm going to use this black yarn to attach the Java moss. We got the first piece of Java moss wood. I think I'm going to add it right here in the center of the tank somewhere. I'm probably going to pull a couple of these pieces of wood out and put it dead center. That moss will grow really quick. Alright, we have certain plants like this one that you do not plant under the substrate. So you just attach them to a hard surface like this. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to use this little piece of driftwood right here and attach it just like that. Alright, we got that log added. Moby seems to be happy. Now we're going to start adding some other plants around it. Now it is time to go in with some shrubbery. We're going to add some of these little small plants in front of the driftwood and then start filling in back behind it with the taller plants. Alrighty folks, here we go. We got our little Moby jungle right here. We're almost done with all the aquascaping. One little funny note, I got this Miramo log right here. I was going to put it right down here in the center. It's log on half side, Miramo on the other. I was going to put it right down there, but it floats. Tell me what that reminds you all of. The BamaBass letters. So Liz is doing a water change in our minnow tank. So I got Heisenberg, our pet electric blue crawfish, and got him in this little container. And I'm giving you a really good close-up for a specific reason. We've been working with a guy that does our custom painted baits to paint us a electric blue crawfish pattern, square bill. So let's take a look at these. These are the patterns that he came up with. He does a fine job on every bait that he paints for us. So let's look at them side by side. I'm kind of thinking that the bottom bait right there is the one that most resembles Heisenberg. I do like the little chartreuse strip on the bottom on that one, the middle one, and the top one just seems a little bit dark. So I'm kind of thinking that bottom crankbait is going to be our Heisenberg color. But leave me a comment below if you like the top one. Leave a comment for 1. If you like the middle one, leave a comment for 2. And if you like the bottom one, leave a comment for 3. And we're going to make a crankbait that we sell at BamaFrogs.com. And of course the color is going to be called Heisenberg, and I'll be out fishing with it in some upcoming videos. Alright, Moby's tank is looking fresh. Let's look at all these new live plants. We got a bunch of shrubbery up front, taller plants in the back. We got some Java moss on the piece of driftwood. It will flourish really quick. We got some swords. We got some plants mounted onto the driftwood, more shrubbery, Miramo moss balls. This is one good looking live planted tank. Now the last thing we have to do, the only circulation that we have in this tank is that wave maker right there. You can see it's got a couple leaves stuck on it. So I'm thinking we need a little bit more circulation in here. So I'm going to put the identical wave maker on this right side and kind of give the surface a little bit of agitation. So we're going to shoot the water from the top right over here and then shoot it down over here. So this is the wave maker we've been using. We have not had any issues with the one in the tank, so we got a second one. The flow rate is 565 gallons per hour. 2 of these will be plenty for the 55 gallon. Now we're talking. We got the new blower installed top right, pushing current from right to left. Moby's sitting right up there in it, enjoying it. And then when it gets over here, it's going to push it down. So we got a good little circulation throughout the tank. Now it is time to add a little bit of plant food. And if you guys can see, this is something we like to use. It's called Fluval Plant Micronutrients, and we put about a capful in this a week. So that'll give the plants all the nutrients they need. Sometimes we do root tabs. We'll put them down there under the substrate, but right now we've just been dosing it with the Fluval, and that's been doing the trick for us. So I'm going to put a little of this in there, and we'll watch these plants throughout the week and see if they flourish. Alright folks, now it is time to check in on the crawfish, and I'm pretty sure that these 2 bass are sitting here guarding the crawfish. This is the rock right here that has the hole cut in the back of it. I can almost guarantee you that he is in there because he's not anywhere else that I can see in the tank. So we're about to lift this rock up, check him out one more time, make sure he's alive, and then give him a name. Alright, let's see if this big boy is still in here. Oh no, I just knocked my Amazon sword up. I have to plant that back. First, let's check in on the crawfish. Yep, there he is, giant. So he made his way in through his new home. I'm not going to disturb him. I'm going to go ahead and let that down. Let him stay in there without feeling threatened. Now it is time for the naming after I plant that Amazon sword. Alrighty folks, I'm sitting here watching our daughter Sarah through our wireless camera, but I'm going to take just a second here and we're going to pick a name for our new pet crawfish, and we had over 1,500 comments. I'm going to scroll down, and the first name that stands out, we're going to pick it. Krusty the Crustacean, Larry the Lobster, nope, that was already chosen. Sebastian, let me make sure I'm focused in here. Sebastian, Mr. Krabs, Clifford, Pinchers, Mr. Krabs, Killer Crawl, Mudbug, Mudzilla, I like that. Name it Leroy, that ain't bad. Alright. Red Lobster, Big Red, Mr. Pinchers, Martin, Tank Tuesday shout out, Moby Getting Big, Brad the Crawdad, Brawler, Megatron, that ain't bad, Crusher, Moby's turned into a fatty, Hulk, Goliath, and we're getting better, Hercules. I think Hercules is a fitting name because this is one giant crawfish. So water and ice outdoors, you are the winner. Goliath wasn't bad, but I think Hercules is a little bit better. So water and ice, send me a direct message with your address and we're going to send you out a prize package. We have a new crawfish name in Hercules. Alright, and our first subscriber clip comes from Sarah, and she says, this is a clip of my pet bass Omen eating a live bluegill in his 100-gallon aquarium. Good gosh, Sarah, I was not expecting that. I can barely get our bass to eat a crawfish, and you just got Omen to eat a fish half the size of him. That was pretty impressive. And the next clip comes from Jake Vanderwire, and this is his pet bass. He says, please check out my pet bass feeding video. So that is going to wrap up this Tank Tuesday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can follow along with us every Tuesday when we put out new videos of all of our crazy pets. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we will see you all next week.
Bonnie and Clyde were pretty looking people, but I can tell you people, they were the devil's children.